Yo guys, what's going on? Life of Rio here, and guys, I am super excited to bring this video to you guys because Warframe did some ballsy stuff today. They did some ballsy stuff. This information just came out. This is gonna be 10 weapons that actually got a change, nerfed, and buffed. It's mainly buffs, but the significant nerfs are really gonna shock you, and it's gonna make some people extremely happy. It's gonna make some people extremely sad. So definitely pay attention to the entire video. And I just want to let you guys know the Tonkor got a heavy nerf. So if you're a Tonkor fanboy, man, I don't know. I don't know. Now I'm just gonna say this. The Tsar is the #1 weapon. I'm just gonna say that on record for right now. The Tsar is the #1 weapon. So let's go ahead and jump into this. So it's gonna be a long video, so let's try to make it as quick as possible. The miter has now gotten a change. Increased chance of dismemberment on kills. Now the only thing that kind of does for me on like an aspect of like what I can think of something cool is dismemberment on kills. So you lose limbs and body pieces on the enemies it's more frequently. So the only frame I can see that really helping out would be like a Necros. Because his ability can, get you more RNG on different limbs. Increase the projectile speed. Charge time has been cut in half. Critical chance is now 5% on quick shots. Critical chance is now 10% on charge shots, and it is now master rank 6 required. So that's pretty good. Those are all pretty nice and decent buffs. I'm not a big fan of the miter, so if you guys have been using the miter a lot, definitely let me know if you're excited for those changes in the comment section. Now guys, I want to point this out before I even go any further. Most of these buffs aren't going to bring these weapons to endgame. Most of these aren't going to bring it to endgame, which we also got to add into the factor is that this is what the weapons needs, which was base core design changes and upgrades, which is what we've been asking for a long time, instead of just putting a band-aid on it, which that band-aid was the Rivens. So if you complement these core changes to the weapons and these overall buffs that was necessary, and then complement that with a Riven, it really put these weapons in a very strong category. But it will not be very far into late endgame, but I will definitely love to test these weapons out on the update when it is coming and actually see how it solidifies them into the category of top tier weapons. And now I'm pretty sure that some of these weapons will be put into classes for what you guys are going to be using into sorties, so it's going to give you more of an option for you guys to really enjoy more diversity into your arsenal, I should say. So that's going to be pretty awesome. So let's jump into the hard packs. The hard packs, the primary fire has been the recoil on the primary fire has been reduced. The alt fire charge has been removed, and now it's an instant harpoon, so that's freaking amazing. The critical chance has been reduced. The critical chance has been increased to 20%, so that's awesome. The increased range on the alt fire went from 15 meters to 40 meters, so that's pretty good as well. And they increased the visual changes on the alt fire also, so not bad overall. The Hind, we've added a single shot semi-auto alt fire to the Hind that increases damage, critical, and status chance. So that's pretty vague. But overall, well, any change is welcome, especially if it's positive. So I will definitely have to go through and check the Hind to see how big of a buff those are with the alt fire. So guys, we all know this one is a very good weapon, but it was kind of overlooked. We used to love the mechanics back in the day, especially with Volt Shield. You know how Volt Shield used to give it that crazy amount of range, and you can kill with it at decently high level. But it was just overlooked because the stats were so bad. But the Panthera, so the Chainsaw Massacre, this would be his weapon if he was in the game. So the primary fire has been switched to automatic, and the fire rate has been increased as well. The status chance on the primary fire has been increased to 20%, which is great. The critical chance on the primary fire is now 10%, and the critical multiplier is now a 2x multiplier, which is awesome. This weapon never had any critical multipliers and any crit chance. So the fact that it has this now and an increased fire rate, and it kind of made it a automatic, it really increases its DPS and how far it can carry you into missions. So that's definitely a plus. The ammo requirement is reduced to 2. Secondary fire status chance is now 35%. Well, call my grandma and told her that I skipped school, because that's very freaking nice. Critical chance on the secondary fire is now 25%, and it is now a mastery rank 7 weapon. Now, one thing I want to say is that most of these weapons are jumped up on the mastery rank, and so the thing about that is I think it's pretty good, because at first, from what it was at first, is that you had to wait to get these weapons at higher mastery, but the weapon wasn't worth it. So with these weapons getting these buffs and these stat changes, to where it's going to help out your gameplay as being a new player, it's going to be very, very interesting on how Warframe goes about this. So I really, really like it. The Paralysis is a weapon that I never really used, so I'm not going to lie to you guys. The damage on the primary fire has been increased to 5. Updated the visuals on the projectiles on the primary fire. They increased the range on the alt fire from on the alt fire to 50 meters. I mean, god dang, that's a lot of range. You can pull somebody out their dreams with that one. The status chant. I'm sorry. That was funny. I'm so sorry. Pull somebody out their dreams with that one. Okay. The status chance on the primary and secondary fire has been increased to 30%, so that's really good. The critical chance on the primary fire has also been increased to 10%, and it is now a mastery rank 5 weapon. I am so stupid. Oh god. The Mutilus Quanta is now getting more of a mechanical change rather than just a stat change. It will now have an alt fire stack similar to the Simulor to make a larger infested orb that can now shoot through for additional advantages. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I never really was into the Mutilus Quanta. Let me tell you what I did. I went to my dojo, I looked at the Mutilus Quanta, and I said, well, goodbye, because I was not really interested in all the mutagen masses that it cost to make that thing. So I've been using the Quanta Vandal a lot. So with this change, I'm definitely gonna have to check it out now. The Buzzlock. I never liked the Buzzlock. I know people have been trying to give me Buzzlock ribbons. I'm like, no, I'm okay. So it has some changes. So let's go ahead and go into it. The ammo requirement for the secondary homing has been reduced to 2. The physical damage distribution has been adjusted to 50% impact, 40% puncture, and 10% slash. Damage has been increased to 60 from 45. That's actually pretty good. Critical chance increased to 15%. Critical damage increased to a 2.5%. The flight speed of the homing beacon has been increased as well. All positives and very nice so far. The homing beacon will now only stack to an NPC and characters. The critical chance increased by 50% on targets with homing beacon attached to them. Actually, that's pretty freaking amazing. So if you've used the Buzzlock in the comment section, definitely let me know. When it says that the critical chance increased by 50% on targets with homing beacon attached to them, does that mean that whatever your status chance primarily normally is on the Buzzlock, that plus the extra 50%, or is it just whatever it was, it goes to 50%? So let me know in the comment section, because I'm not a big user on the Buzzlock at all. The clip size reduced to 50 and the mastery rank increased to 9. Now the next one is Mr. Freeze's ray gun, which is the Glaxion. The cold damage has been increased to 33% from 333 from 250. The fire rate ammo has been, oh god, this is what it needed. The fire rate on the ammo has been decreased so that it don't consume as much ammo. Now that is really important. That is the number one thing that was killing the Glaxion, is that it burned through ammo way too quick, and it also got a damage buff, so that's always awesome. And cold as a primary damage type is very, very good. So I want to see how that weapon performs now. So having formers in that might not be too crazy. Now it doesn't say on how much the fire rate has been decreased. So what I'm definitely going to do is that I'm going to go check out, since this update is not live, I'm going to go check out some things for these weapons to see how it previously was compared to how it is now. So let me see. They increased the accuracy on the Glaxion, which I never thought was a problem, and they reduced the range from 30 to 24. So that's not bad. From all the buffs that you just got, that's not bad at all. The Ogress, the Vauban weapon from back in the day, put them in the vortex and blow them up. The flight speed on the projectile has been increased. The status chance has been increased to 35%. The charge time on the ogres has been reduced, so that's all great for the ogres. The only thing about the ogres that I don't like is that it's just so ugly. The direct impact damage on the projectile has been decreased to 100. The AoE damage has been increased to 60. The AoE range has been increased to 6 meters, which is actually a really good thing. So they put it on par with the enemies, which is the Bombard, because Bombard's rockets has a 6 meter radius to how much the 6 meter radius to how far the explosion can hit you, and so that's what makes Bombard so annoying. And the master rank has been increased to 8. Now the next one is going to be on the Attica. The Attica got a weapon recoil. The weapon recoil has been reduced, which is very, very good because the weapon kind of really needed it. The fire rate has been increased. The flight speed on the bolts has been increased. The critical chance has been increased to 25%. The critical multiplier has been increased to a 2 times multiplier, and the ammo capacity has been increased to 20. So if you guys are liking the Attica, you love the Attica, you have a Riven for it, this is definitely going to put it in a higher tier. So remember what I said. Most of these aren't going to be endgame weapons, but it's going to be level 100 plus weapons for a few of them, and just overall squirty weapons. And the general concept for this change is to basically give you a wider variety of weapons to use in your arsenal, so you don't feel like you're repeating the same thing over and over, which is definitely what we do now in Warframe. So I recommend these changes, and I'm so thankful. Guys, here we go, the elephant in the room, the Tonkor. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I just want to put this out there to all the Tonkor lovers, and for all the people that hate the Tonkor, you're welcome. For all the people that love the Tonkor, I'm sorry. So this kind of hit me in 2 different ways. So the Tonkor now does self-damage like any other launcher, so now it can kill you. The Tonkor grenades in the trajectory line now appears when you hold the fire button, and then when you release it, then it fires upon release. The maximum lifespan on the grenades went from 5 to 3 seconds. That's a hard nerf. For a lot of people that don't know, leaving the grenades out for 5 seconds is to how you used to set things up for, if you know nullifiers are coming, you can shoot it on the ground, and when nullifiers walk over it, it'll explode. You can just spam it and just have them laid out there like mines. And so now that kind of decreases it. So it kind of decreases your DPS to how you could just spam rockets, because it went from 5 to 3 seconds. And they explode quicker now, so that's definitely a thing. Grenade bounces lower and explodes sooner, making them more likely to explode where they are shot. That was never really that much of a problem if you've used the Tonkor a lot. Good God. Almost, man. Okay, let me clear my throat again. The critical chance has been reduced to 25%. The critical chance has been reduced to 25%. The Tonkor went from 35% to 25% on the crit chance. Oh my god. What a good thing I've been using the Tsar in all these videos, right? The Simulor increased the increase to the regular Simulor on the status chances jumped up to 30. Who uses the regular Simulor though? The critical chances now has been added to 2. The stacks have been changed. That's not really important. Let's jump to the Sinoid Simulor. The Sinoid Simulor has been, the status chance increased to 35% on the Simulor. And the Simulor status chance used to be 10, so this is a very high status weapon, and we just talked about a status video. So this is very awesome for the Simulor. The explosion has been changed. The damage for the explosions has been changed as well. On orb stacking, the damage decreased from 150 to 200 to now 20 to 50. Oh my god, that's a damage fall off. Ooh, that's a damage fall off on the Sinoid Simulor. So that's a nerf to the Simulor. That's a hard nerf to the Simulor, but he got a status upgrade, and they kind of nerfed the crit chance to 5% from 10%. Good god, Warframe's not playing. The Telos Boltes, this weapon is receiving quite a bit more of a mechanical change. The slide attack will create a vortex that will stagger and draw enemies towards you. The following slide attacks after a vortex will radio blast and ragdoll enemies away from you. This back and forth will be on cooldown. Okay. Well, guys, please leave a comment. Please subscribe. Thank you guys for checking out the video, and I will check you guys later on the next Warframe video.